Pretty sure I got an alert, but I don't see the package unless they put it. Ah, there we go. Thanks for joining me again in this week's episode. We receive a few more packages. We'll give you guys an update on the RODI station. I actually make water for the first time this week now that I've upgraded to a 7, 8, I don't even know how many stages it is, but we run that. We also do a quick update, well, a little bit more than a quick update, but on the quarantine tank itself, I actually upgrade to a hang on the back filter, which you could see right there. I'll talk a little bit as to why we are doing that. We also get some LEDs from Amazon, so I'm hoping to show you guys tons of great content this week. So join me and follow along. Pretty sure I got an alert, but I don't see the package unless they put it. Ah, there we go. Another one here. Let's see what this one is. This one, believe it or not, I'm not sure what it is. You could tell when it's not delivered by UPS. This one was actually delivered by FedEx. It's in really good condition. I actually have an idea of what's in here. I know exactly what this is. Feeling good, GHL. I know I'm feeling good. It looks to be a magnetic sensor or probe holder. The Profilux 4. I didn't realize how big this package is. I'm assuming because the whole, because the whole power bar and everything is in here. First we have the Profilux 4 Mega Set, which includes the power bar, temperature sensor, redox and calibration, conductivity, pH. You can see here the controller in English. Okay, so these are just specs here in the back. Let's remove the factory seal. We got more little peanuts. I think I'll probably throw these peanuts in the other container. Calibration fluids. Looks to be like another sensor. No way, this thing's a controller? I'd only seen this thing online. I'd never seen it in person. Dude, this thing is small. Look at that. That's, my hand is... Yeah, I imagine this thing a lot bigger than what it is. I think probe sensor of some sort. That's a full power bar. Probably instruction manual. Or setup guide or product catalog, I'm not sure. Now I could toss this out. Yeah, one thing I really like out of the box, again, I had never run a GHL controller. I had only seen them in pictures, but my God, oops. Look at this power bar, this thing is massive. Yeah, I'm very impressed at how small this is. Every time I saw it in, on videos or online, it seemed like it was a lot bigger in the pictures, but it's a very compact unit. I've always been a big fan of the fit and finish on the GHL. I love the color white, so the fact that they make these controllers in 2 colors, one of them being white, I really love it. Yeah, that's actual aluminum on the case. I'm gonna have to watch a few videos on how to set this up, how to get it going. I've never owned a controller in my reefing life, not with the JBJ, not with the Moto Aquariums, so I'm certainly gonna have to be doing a little bit of homework on to set these up, and then I'm sure over time, once I understand everything controllers what they're able to do, I'm sure I can automate a lot of stuff, and I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be surprised if I probably end up getting a second power bar to get 6 more ports so I can automate almost everything in the tank. But at least with the 6 ports, you're able to automate the most important things in your tank, and yeah, this should obviously make our reefing lives a lot easier. Here's a Marineland Penguin 200 BioWheel I recently picked up. Actually just got back from PetSmart. You can find these a little bit cheaper on Amazon. I will have a link in the description for you guys to check out. I think you'll save about $1 for about $18.50. So they're a pretty good price. One of the main reasons I did go with this Marineland is, as you guys know, I started off with the sponge filter. This is my first quarantine tank, so I'm living and learning as I go. But I quickly realized, number one, it takes a lot longer for bacteria to grow on a sponge. It'll grow a lot quicker if water is actually forced through it, such as through a filter like this. Not only that, but once I do start medicating the tank with different treatments, whether copper, whether GenoCure or anything else, and I want to get the medication out of the water, I'm going to need a media reactor, preferably carbon. So I figured, why not just get a hang on the back, super inexpensive, under 20 bucks. Later, once I do need to get out the medication, I can easily run some activated carbon in here. There's more than enough space for that, and we can easily get all of that medication out of the water. So it's kind of like a 2-for-1. Also, obviously, this is going to be a lot better mechanical filtration than the sponge would. And supposedly this BioWheel does a good job of growing beneficial bacteria on it, so we're just going to have to see. Out of the box, it comes with three forms of filtration: mechanical filtration, chemical filtration, and biological. I will end up modding this in the future. I know there's tons of videos on YouTube showing the different sponges, filter floss, different compartments they make to make this a lot better efficient, especially down the road. Let's crack her open. First, here is the manual, bunch of replacement stuff and cleaning kit and all that. This looks to be like a parts diagram. I guess if you ever do need to disassemble it, not sure if they sell extra parts. I mean, for 18 bucks, if this thing messes up, you're better off just replacing it, in my opinion. Okay, I think, is that it? That should be it. So this is the complete filter. It's very interesting, the little rubber band. Also, I noticed with the sponge filter I have on it, that thing, the bubbles splash salt and get salt creep everywhere. I really did not like that, especially when you increase the flow of it. I just wasn't a big fan of it. Got that cover. You have the cover for the BioWheel itself. And here is that wheel. Yeah, this is supposed to be kind of like the wet-dry filters that you used to see a lot more common back in the day. You see them in freshwater, also pretty common. Freshwater tanks that have sumps. They have the whole trickle, wet-dry. But yeah, it's supposed to be pretty efficient. We're obviously going to have to see. Got here the extenders as well. You can limit the flow. This is that carbon as well as the filter floss, if you will. If you wanted to run these, you can actually purchase these and replace them. They're not super expensive, but oh, that's actually really cool. You can actually put 2 of these. They provide you with one, but it actually fits 2 of them, which is pretty interesting. Of course, I'm going to end up trashing this down the road and just put some filter floss on this side, a big old sponge here, maybe some ceramic on the bottom, and this is going to be all our filtration in one easy to find place.
A few moments later.
Gotta move the tank forward as I had put it too close to the wall because I was never anticipating. You can see how all the salt creep gets on this thing. I mean, look at this. I clean this almost every day. Look at that. I hate it. I hate it, hate it, hate it. And it just, the bubbles end up, look at that. I put the filter not too long ago. You can clearly see it's already covered in water. I got the down pipe, or whatever you want to call this thing, fully assembled. So we can go ahead, actually set that aside. There we go. All right, had to negotiate with it a little bit, and we should be able to install it. Make sure it's pushed down all the way, make sure it also connected to the pump side or the impeller on this side. Next up is the BioWheel that they call it. That one just attaches right there. Lastly, it's going to be the filter floss, as I'm going to call it, with the carbon in the back. You can see all the little carbon in there. And that one just very simply should slide in. There we go. Remember to prime it with water. There you go. You can actually see. All right, that should be good. Because we have power, it should only take a few seconds. There it is, it's already coming. And it's off to the races. Had to put a little bit more water to bring up the water level so it wasn't splashing as much, and I think right there is where I like it. I'm gonna remove this ceramic media that's been in here for a while. Not remove it completely, but remove it from down here and put it in the filter, because obviously there's tons of room in there, I noticed, so I'll be sure to put it back. I will order a different sponge, probably add that sponge. I can probably do some filter floss here, and that should be good to go. Have to make some RODI water. I'm officially out. Anytime you do change a membrane, you need to run it for at least 2 hours, and don't use the water till after those 2 hours that are being produced. Anytime you replace a filter, whether it's sediment, carbon, or DI, you want to run it for at least 5 gallons worth of water. Toss that away, then you can start using it. So this time around, since I did replace the membranes, I'm gonna have to run it for 2 hours. And instead of just throwing away the water, I'm gonna collect it here. And as it's filling up, I'll check periodically, and I'll go and I'll water the plants, put it in my pool, or anything like that, just so I don't have to waste it. One thing I should do is buy the automatic flush kit, and I probably will as soon as I place my next order on BRS. This one's a manual one. With the manual one, you want to flush your membranes. I flush them for about 7 minutes before I start running the unit. And then once it is complete, once I'm done making water, I'll flush it for about another 7 minutes. The good thing with the auto flush kit, it does it not only before and after, but also every hour that you're producing water in between. So it's probably something I'm gonna get just so I don't manually have to be doing it every time. So there's already water coming into this guy. You can see the first DI mix bed. It's slowly creeping up. The main reason it's coming up really slowly is the flush valve is still open, so it's actually not really pushing all the pressure, but still some bypasses by. We'll power up the pump first. So the pump's already going, and then we'll shut off the flush valve. We'll see the pressure increase. There it is. And then right here, we'll start seeing the DI start coming up. And then they'll fill this DI cartridge, and then they'll fill this DI cartridge, and finally after that we'll be able to see it come out of here. There it goes, water's coming in too. So the TDS coming in from the membrane to the first DI cartridge is 18. The second, I was going to say the second one should already be seeing 0. There's no reason why this shouldn't be producing 0 into this guy, and then obviously we have here the last resort here. Here you can see the third one. We should begin to see water come out of, there we go. And again, this water coming out, we do not want to use it. There's just tons of stuff that was in the pre-filters, as well as a lot of stuff in the membrane when they're making them in the production. So you for sure do not want to use this water. And again, since I replaced the membrane, I'm going to have to go and run this for 2 full hours before I'm able to use the water. So I'm going to capture it here and then water my plants, so I'm not wasting the water.
A few moments later.
I had the LEDs arrive maybe about an hour ago. Opened them up. They're really nice and all. The only problem I have with them is they're just not bright enough. When I briefly took them over to the tank, obviously without installing them, I really wasn't happy with them. I've ordered in the past other LEDs that are a lot brighter, so I'm gonna surely have to return these. They were pretty cool. They were RGB. You can change the colors, higher intensity, lower intensity. Main reason I got these is you can also use them with your app on your phone, but like I said, they're just not bright enough for my liking, so I'm gonna have to end up returning these and getting something a lot brighter. I have my work cut out for this coming week, not only this week, but the coming weeks. I'm going to try my best to get as much as the Profilux 4 installed as far as a power bar. I'm planning to run the power bar on the underside of here. Well, you can't really see it, but that hopefully should hide it. If not, I may have to build a side cabinet or go to IKEA and find a side cabinet where I can install a bunch of the power supplies, the power bar, a lot of stuff and a lot of cables that we don't want out in the open, making everything look messy. But I'm very happy I finally did get the Profil X4. Like I said, it's my first controller. I've seen everything that people are able to do with these things, so I'm very excited to get that hooked up. More importantly, to bring you guys along and show you guys the opportunities and what you can end up doing with a controller like the JHL Profil X. So I think we're gonna wrap the video here. We covered quite a bit, like I said, with the RODI, the satellite LED lights that I was really hoping in this video to show you guys how to wire them up. I just wasn't happy with them. They work and everything, just I don't feel when you open up the cabinet, it brightens it up the way I really wanted it to. But hopefully next week I should get the new ones in. Hopefully I like those and we're able to show you guys how to do that. Also, I'm happy to say that we finally got the quarantine tank, I think how I want it. I feel with the hang-on back filter, I'm certainly going to be able to clean out medication if ever I do want to run some carbon, or just in general more options with the hang on the back. If you guys did watch to the end, I'd love to hear it down below. I'd love to see you guys that are hardcore and supporting me. Leave me a comment down below if you did stay till the very end. Also, any of you that watch, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you know exactly where to leave them. If I earn your subscription, please be sure to subscribe. We just hit a big milestone at 24,000 subscribers. You guys have no idea how grateful and happy I am, and can't thank you guys enough. Honestly, when I started the JBJ, I would have never imagined we would have been at 24,000 in such a short amount of time. So again, thank you guys very much for watching. If I earn your subscription, please be sure to subscribe. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. Stay tuned for next week. We have tons of more content coming. Hopefully next week I can show you guys how to wire up your sump or any cabinet for that matter to really light it up and make it stand out from everyone else. Thank you guys very much for joining me. Till next time, as always, happy reefing.